Alright, what's up guys? So, Dr. Insanity has uploaded a video titled When Racist Cops Realize They've Been Arrested. Yeah, no, they actually just had a story not too long ago. No, yeah, yesterday. Excuse me, where a cop, he was saying some like racist things to this Asian, I think it was his neighbor, because they said it was both the cop and his wife. So yeah, I think it was a neighbor situation. And yeah, he was saying like racist things to her. So I'm saying racism, it's in a lot of different people, you know. It's one of those things where it's like you can't really escape it. The best thing I can like, or best advice that I can give out to anybody, you know, dealing with either racist neighbors, cops, whatever the situation is like, you know, they're ignorant. You can't really fight ignorance, because it'd just be ignorant to fight somebody that's ignorant. So you just gotta let them be ignorant and just like laugh in their face and be like, fam, you're ignorant. It's like, if that's literally the best thing that you could come up with is just something racist, it's like, I'm sorry, but that's sad. I was like, you know, it's a sad thing. All right. Anyways, go move along. Like have a nice day. I'm gonna go on about my business and things, but anyways, now let's go ahead and get into this video, guys. If you haven't, make sure you go subscribe to Dr. Insanity for more videos like this. And then that being said,
racist cops have always been around, going around abusing their power on minority groups.
He saw this and he wanted to make a problem.
But what happens when these racist cops get caught in the act?
I'm on the same side as you. No, you aren't.
Here are 3 examples of when racist cops are caught, starting with the shocking case of Kyle Erickson, who tried to frame a black suspect.
Oh yeah, I remember
On the 13th
this.
of March,
Yep.
2018, Officer Kyle Erickson and his partner pulled over Jason Serrano and his friend for an apparent broken taillight. However, this stop ended up getting seriously out of hand when a cop tried to plant evidence.
Yep. And I think they said that guy, he was like a stab victim. I think they was like, he just had some surgery and he's all like, I can't, like, you know, you can't make a whole lot of movement and things. And them cops, they're all like, all them cops was trying to do was just like, oh, let's try to get a promotion. So yeah, it's crazy how cops carry on like that. But anyways,
so we're gonna check it. All right. Then that's it. Then I gotta make sure everything's good with your end. Just get the taillight fixed. There's nothing in the car. You'll be good to go. All right.
Immediately,
Yeah,
the
but
cops claim they can smell marijuana in the car and say that they're gonna have to search it. Usually, a civilian has the right to refuse a search, but if the cops have probable cause to believe a suspect has committed a crime, they can bypass that right and search their property without consent. Smelling weed on the property technically counts as probable cause, and because it's impossible to dispute while looking at body cam footage, it's often used as a way for corrupt cops to easily begin a search without the suspect's permission or a warrant.
We need to check the car, so I need you to hop out.
Alright, I'm getting up.
Okay. Hang out with me.
I don't have nothing in my jacket. I'm not.
Okay. Well, he's gonna check it.
I don't have nothing in.
man.
No.
Relax.
No, I don't need to be.
This situation is about to escalate for no reason.
yeah, my thing is, it's like, look, if you just had some form of surgery, I'm like, check the jacket, check the car, check all that stuff. It's like, I know I ain't got nothing in there, so yeah, it's one of those things just to eliminate, you know, a situation going any crazier with a cop, because I know I'm not trying to get caught up in no stuff. So my thing is this, I'm all like, no, if a cop wanted, I'm like, okay, yeah, drug test me, do whatever you need to do, okay, but I'm saying it in this video, and I'm saying it in any other video, I'm not a smoker. So I'm like, fam, I had lung issues growing up as a kid. I'm not gonna put my life in jeopardy. I'm not gonna have a cough attack and everybody's just all like, oh, it's just a chronic, he okay. And I'm like, no, I'm having an issue. I'm having a medical emergency. So no, I ain't gonna jeopardize my life like that. But no, I'm like, check me. I'm like, drug test me, all that stuff. I'm like, I don't care how it can be done to prove that I am not a smoker. I'm like, but do what you need to do. And I know there'll probably be people out there who are like, well, you very well could sell. I'm like, look, I got a black mom. I'm like, she ain't gonna allow me to do no stuff like that. Even if I'm a full-grown adult, still, I ain't allowed to do no stuff like that.
I didn't do nothing.
It was in the car.
No, this is on me. It's my possession. Come on.
Relax. Relax.
Relax. Put that jacket down right now.
Put the jacket down. Cuff him up.
For the rest of the body cam footage, Jason is left on the ground handcuffed and visibly in pain from the takedown. It took almost 20 minutes for an ambulance to arrive. It's unclear in the body cam footage, but with how much pain Jason is in, it's obvious that an unnecessary amount of force was used to take him down. So for the cops,
yeah, because he had
this
like
is
a
just where the
surgery
story
thing.
begins, and you can see the exact moment reality sets in for them.
Alright, I'm searching the rest of the car. Actually, I'll let you check. Yeah. There's my flashlight. I'll stay with him.
The officers are fully aware that they've hurt Jason, and if their car turns up empty,
Nah,
all they've done
with that, so I remember this from the last video, so that was kind of like their way of like saying like, okay, you gonna plant the stuff, and then yeah, so
is searched a car without a warrant and used excessive force to unlawfully detain a civilian. However, if they do find something illegal, then all of that should magically go away, as Jason and the driver go from civilians to criminals, and they're just helping bring them to justice. At this point, it's not necessarily just about race. They're trying to save themselves after making a violent mistake. Obviously, this is horribly corrupt, but nevertheless, the stakes are high for the cops. Their jobs are on the line, and they have to find something.
No, she has a proper documentation for the plates, temporary registration.
it's like if you ain't fit to be a cop, don't be a cop.
He doesn't have a driver's license. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Did you see if my partner found anything yet?
It's like you out here doing stuff like that and still lose your job, like stupid, bruh.
Oh.
See nothing.
Nothing?
After searching the entire vehicle for about 5 minutes, the cops turn up nothing, and they both start to seem more and more agitated. But here's where things start to take a dark and shady turn. When the officers fail to turn up anything, they decide to get a little creative.
See nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little bit of weed.
Without even trying to hide it from his camera, the detective places a small bud of marijuana in the cup holder of the vehicle, where he's already checked multiple times. The way the officer does this without even trying to hide it implies that he's almost certain that this will never come back to haunt them, and even suggests that this might not be his first time doing it either. In fact, the way the cops have been talking to each other the entire time indicates that this might just be a regular step in their process.
It's like, my thing is this, at least if you're gonna do it, be discreet about it. Don't be all like, have it where your body cam, and it's all like, okay, body camera, I'm planting the drugs now, and then it's like, you might as well have done that.
You good? Good? Yeah.
All of a sudden, the cops have a case against Jason. During the stop, they smelled marijuana in the car. Jason became combative after they asked to search it, so they took him down and searched the car.
And my thing is this, it's all like, you done caused this man to go to the hospital over, like, literally, it didn't even look like a quarter size of, my thing is this, I'm not a smoker, I don't necessarily care if people smoke, I'm like, I've had friends, whoever, where it's all like, you know, they've gotten around me and smoke. I'm not a smoker, but my thing is this, a quarter size, I'm like, you, stuff like that, you gotta let it go, alright? That person, I'm like, my thing is this, even if it was his, let it go. I'm all like, you know, tell the person, it's like, hey, you know, it's like, can't be going around with like weed in the car and stuff, and it's like, even if it's a small amount, keep that at your house and things. But yeah, it's like, come on, bruh. It's just, it's stuff like that where it's like, it is not that serious. Again, not a smoker, but I'm like, if I'm a cop and I see some like that, and I'm like, okay, maybe if it was like freaking multiple bags and stuff, and I'm like, okay, maybe we might be on to something. But if not that, then I'm like, yeah, it's like a quarter size. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm like, nah, that's not something. I'm like, oh, look what I got, Captain. I'm like, see this nickel size of weed. I'm like, yeah, ain't nobody gonna care about that.
Where they found not only a small piece in the cup holder, but even flakes.
It's gonna like what, get them high for like the same duration of like the edited version of the Thriller, Michael Jackson Thriller video. It's like, yeah, that's not nothing.
Jacket. This is the story that Jason was taken to trial over, and he was charged with marijuana possession, resisting arrest, and obstructing governmental administration. It took over 2 years for this body cam footage to emerge, and only then would Jason's charges be dropped. Predictably, no charges were brought against the officers, but it did raise an important question. What else has been caught on these cameras that's being hidden from us? This is why some people feel it's important to record their interactions with police themselves, just like this black police graduate did when he was confronted by these two officers blatantly racially profiling him.
We see some ID.
No, what for?
I just asked you.
What's your probable cause to ask me for ID?
It does not have a handicap placard.
Read the plate, man. You don't even know what you're talking about. DV, that's disabled veteran plate. We can park in handicapped spots.
Let me see some ID, please.
No.
The man recording is a graduate of the nearby police academy and was wearing full gear and uniform, including his duty belt with a loaded weapon. Because he's police academy certified, he's completely within his right to wear the gear, but the officers aren't buying it. So the graduate tells them to run his name through TCOL, an agency that, amongst other things, keeps track of every police officer in Texas. If the graduate is cleared to wear his gear, TCOL will prove it.
Run it. Run it. Call T-Cole. You have no justification of probable cause to run up on me. Yeah. Why? You detaining me?
I don't want you to get hit by the car.
No. Then my question is, are you detaining me?
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, so then don't tell me where to go. He's not too smart because first of all, even you know, if I have disabled veteran plate, I can park in a handicapped spot. Even you know that. No, they didn't just change that. It's been that way.
The problem the officers had was that the graduate was parking in a handicapped spot without displaying a parking permit. But his car has a disabled veteran plate, a license plate given to many Army veterans who've made a bodily sacrifice during their active duty. Owning the plate lets you park in handicapped spots without a permit. This is fairly common knowledge across America, especially for cops. But it seems that these officers forgot about it here, and the graduate thinks he knows why.
He just saw this, and he saw this, and he wanted to make a problem. That's your reputation, Joshua. Come on, man. Yes, it is. How many black officers you got? One.
we don't have one right now.
One. I know. And you barely let him in.
It's difficult to disagree with the graduate. They had absolutely no reason to stop the graduate and demand his ID. Maybe a new recruit could forget about the veteran plates, but this man is actually
I know, it's all like, you guys look old enough to be on the Green Mile. It's like, no, don't sit here and be trying to tell. That's crazy.
Service under his belt.
That is crazy.
Evidently in a department with next to no black representation. Eventually, the officers return to tell him he's free to go, but the graduate isn't leaving before saying one last thing.
You know, you're feeling small now, aren't you?
No.
You shouldn't run up on people. You have no probable cause. If you wanted to follow me and run my plate, you could have done that.
Talk to anybody?
No, well, I don't have to talk to you. I don't have to talk to you. That's right. I already told you that. Waste my time and you. You're supposed to be a captain, and you don't know the disabled plates have a right to park in a parking spot. And you violating people's rights, running up on them without probable cause. I'm in a uniform doing the same thing for you for free. So what? I don't care what he thinks. I'm a graduate and I have T-Code certification. I have T-Code certification. Yes, I do. That's what you checked it. Says who? My certification doesn't say expired. You want it to be expired because you see brown skin. So take a walk. Walk of shame, Captain. Don't ever you run up on me again. Do you understand? And learn the law, and you better have probable cause.
That person is like, okay, let me just go ahead and walk on by. Act like I ain't hearing none of that.
Uniform. You don't have no reasonable suspicion because I'm on the same side as you.
No, you aren't.
I'm a graduate of the police academy, okay? Just like you years ago. You probably couldn't even pass the test. Right now, you go. You get going.
Getting into fights with other uniformed police officers definitely isn't the best look for a police captain, especially after racially profiling that very same officer. And because the graduate was filming the entire thing himself, he was able to show the city manager, and that very same afternoon, it was revealed that the captain was no longer working for the police department.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, though, it's extremely rare for cops to actually be reprimanded after behavior like this, as is obvious in the case of Montre Little. In this case, the cop not only lied and threatened Montre, but he even cost the city $75,000 and still got away with no punishments. On July 15th, 2018, Montre and his friend were pulled over by the police. The stop started out normal, but quickly evolved into a perfect display of how cops will try to force you into a false confession through corruption and, in this case, racism.
What's going on, guys? Not much. Is this your car?
What's the rent right now?
I heard about that too. They was like, I think they say it was in Baton Rouge where there was like, they just shut down. It was like this warehouse place for where these cops, they'll just have like, yeah, black people in there, and then they just start beating on them, trying to get a confession out of them and stuff. And it's like, fam, if I know I ain't did nothing, then it's like, that's just sad, because it's like, I'm out here admitting to something that I didn't even do. So like, yeah, that's just crazy how there would be some cops that'll do some old crazy stuff like that. And it's like, it's just wild, man. It's like, nah, they need to start doing investigations, like having it where it's just, I don't know how, but it's like they need to figure that stuff out and prevent cops from doing some old crazy stuff like that.
Okay. Did something break down?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. You guys just came from over the park, right?
Yeah, we just hanging out.
That's it? Is this your car?
I just told you my car is in the shop, officer. This is a rental.
Okay. How do you start it?
It's like you put a key in the ignition and
put it in drive and I
okay.
Officer.
At first, this may seem like a harmless question, but asking the driver, Montre Little, how to start the car essentially implies that the cop thinks he stole it. If Montre was unfamiliar with the vehicle, he would have likely struggled to remember how to start it. And if he fumbled
I just, my thing is this. I don't own a car. I don't have a car. But I feel that I've been in enough cars to know how a car is started. Foot on the brake, ignition, start, or yeah, it's already in park though, but it's like, yeah, so it's park, foot on brake, key ignition, start, then it does a little, then it starts, you know, it's like, I think everybody knows how a car sounds when it's starting up. You might get that one car, you might have to like, you know, kind of go, I got like a pedal thing because I have one of those steering wheel controllers, but you know, you might have to like gas it up a little bit and things, foot back on brake, start, then it starts, then you know, you put it in drive, and then yeah, you gas it, you drive. How is that like? I don't know, bro. I'm like, I don't know how that would work. But anyways,
around a little before remembering, it could imply he was under the influence. But Montre kept his composure and passes this first test totally fine. The cop, however, still isn't impressed and decides to take things further by tricking Montre into giving his property over.
So it's your car, though? Did they give you a fob or something?
My car, officer.
Did they give you a key fob or something? Or?
Yes, sir. Officer.
Like, what does it do? Does it?
You see,
what?
This actually lets you know that it's in.
Okay. Do you have any weapons on you or in the car?
No, officer.
Okay, can I be honest with you? It smells like marijuana in the car, and I can see shake on the ground. Your buddy's giving me the idea that maybe he's got a gun.
What?
You know what I mean? Like,
how does that work?
How? I don't know. Just the way. I mean, just the way you're holding yourself, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think.
How?
I don't know. Just the way.
He's like, I don't know. So it's like, okay, how do you catch vibes that a person has a gun? That is crazy.
Yourself, man. Like,
that is insane.
That's it.
Not only did the officer mislead Montre into giving the keys over, but he's also suddenly decided he can smell marijuana
that
in the
is
vehicle
crazy.
And based purely on a hunch that the passenger is hiding a weapon. Both of these things, especially the marijuana smell, are often used as a reason to search the vehicle, bypassing the need for consent by the property owner. The speed and order in which the officer works here is extremely suspicious. Confiscating the keys without even mentioning it implies that he already decided he was going to search the vehicle and that he was trying to make Montre feel helpless or even threatened. Emotions you can clearly see on his face as they're stolen from him.
Go ahead and step out, Montre. Yep, I just told you why. 3 times. You want me to recap again? I mean, I told you I'm a cop. Face the car when you step out. Face the car when you step out. Face the car
my thing is this: if I know me and my friend aren't smokers, like if I'm hanging out with a friend that don't smoke, I'm like, okay, my thing is this: if you firmly believe, okay, that we got marijuana in the car, call one of those K9 units out here that be sniffing dogs. You know, yeah, call one of the dog sniffing dogs out here. I know it's like I don't know why I said dog sniffing dogs, but it's just, look, bro, it's late at night. All right, I think who said that? I think it was I think it was in a Medea movie or whatever. But anyways, I'm like, no, call one of the dog sniffing dogs, have them walk around the car, be sniffing around. If that dog doesn't detect nothing, all right, you're the one that's on marijuana. Because I'm like, no, you got something wrong with you, man.
Don't flex. I don't know what you're doing, man, but you need to knock that off. Stop pulling on your arms. What's going on, dude? Where are you trying to? What are you doing, dude?
Officer, I'm not doing nothing to you.
Well, you're making me think something funny's going on, man. Okay, so slide over.
That is crazy.
Dude, like you're beaten.
Officer, don't.
Yeah, because he's nervous. My thing is this. If I know I didn't do nothing, the cop is acting weird towards me, anybody's going to be nervous in the situation. I'm like, roles reverse. You have it where a cop is walking up on you acting like all weird and suspicious, trying to accuse you of stuff you know you ain't do. It's like, yeah, anybody's going to be nervous of that. Because it's like, the thing is this. It's my word and my actions against that cop's word and his actions. And his actions, because I'm saying, I'm unarmed. I ain't got no weapons. I ain't got nothing on me. This cop got weapons, his word, all that stuff. He could easily take my life and then, yeah, go on to freak all across the media and tell the world that, oh, yeah, he did this. He was acting like this. He was doing this and all that other stuff. So it's like, I'm saying, it's like, it's like, come on, bruh. It's like, my thing is this cop, and that's what a lot of these cops, they need to understand. It's like, you know, you wouldn't want to be in no situation like how this guy's in this situation. So it's like, why would you do that to somebody? It's like, my thing is this. If you suck at your job, then fam, you shouldn't be a cop. Be a mall security guard or something. But it's like, don't be no cop.
Everything the cop has done and said
Get
so
you
far
an easy
is
job.
textbook in terms of corruption. This is obviously a serious event for Montre, but the cop is deliberately trying to be lighthearted and jovial about the whole thing, using words such as funny and silly to purposefully seem condescending. He also mentions that Montre's heart is beating fast and that he seems nervous. Another classic observation that appears time and time again in these cases. Think back to the stop of Marion Humphrey, whose truck was searched for the sole reason that he seemed nervous. Innocent civilians such as Montre will always feel anxious or even angry in this situation, and it's an easy observation for cops to make to detain them and obtain probable cause, which is exactly...
So my thing is this, because I'm like, he seems normal. I'm like, it ain't even like he seems like he is normal. Normal dude. Now imagine if you're a cop, right, and you walk up on the person, he's all like, oh, you're all like, hey, how's your day going? It's like, my day is going okay. Like, no, if somebody answers it like that, I'm like, no, there's something ain't that's gonna make me more nervous than somebody's just all like, you know, they're more so confused. And that's what it is. I'm like, man's confused. He don't know what's going on. Nobody would know what's going on in a situation like that. That's why it's like a lot of these cops, it's all like, no, I'm like, my thing is this. What I would do, like, if I was, like, some guy where I had, like, kind of, like, some higher power than the cops or something, I don't know. But my thing is this. I'll put them in the same exact situation, right? Same exact situation. I'm like, however you act, I'm going to publish this, you know, for the whole world to see so people can act the same exact way, just like how you're acting. And then it's like, and I feel like a cop, he'll probably get mad over that. So he's like, I don't want people to act like me. I don't want people to. I'm like, okay, well, it's like, how are they supposed to act? I'm like, you're not giving a person, like, or how, like, you're not telling them how to act in a situation like this. So, of course, person's going to act nervous. I'm saying, bruh.
What the cop did. The search uncovered nothing illegal in Montre's car, but the cop kept him in the back of his patrol vehicle. This is where things start to get really shady.
I did everything you asked me to, officer. You thought there was a weapon. There's no weapon. We wasn't doing anything wrong, officer. I'm not sure why you pulled me over. At your rental, everything is fine. There was no breaking taillight or nothing, officer. I did nothing wrong with you.
Did I make anything up when I said the car smelled like marijuana?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Hold on.
Because there's nobody smoking in the car.
Is there marijuana shake on the floor of the car?
Officer, that was cigarette ash, okay? There's no, you didn't find no marijuana.
I'm not charging you with marijuana. But here's what, if you want me to be real with you, like, I want you to be real with me for a second. Like, did I make that up?
I believe so, officer.
Okay, so you want me to just write you the ticket for the stuff that I have to write you tickets for? If you think that I'm lying, like, then we'll go to court and we'll talk about it then.
Okay.
Or do you want to just be real with me and I'll be real with you?
What are you talking about? What does that even mean?
Montre is being aggressively backed into a corner. The cop obviously knows that he's done something wrong. He's only trying to get Montre to forget about it and move past it without further incident. When he doesn't, the cop threatens him by saying he'll write up the ticket, and he'll have to take it to court, where it'll essentially be Montre versus the world.
Yeah,
it's also important to remember that cops are allowed to lie and use deceptive tactics to extract a confession. If Montre had told him that he didn't make up the smell, then in a weird, twisted way, he essentially just admitted to possessing illegal drugs. Luckily, Montre maintained his story and was reluctantly let go by the cops. Just days later, Montre sued the city and
Yeah.
after a year of fighting, reached a settlement of $75,000
That's good.
based on an unlawful traffic stop and warrantless search.
That's good.
The cop was removed from patrol duty, but not
Yeah.
fired, despite leading one of the most callous displays of corruption ever caught on camera. But the police are extremely good at one-upping themselves when it comes to corruption. Take, for example, the time when 2 Californian cops essentially kidnapped a man eating lunch in his own car.
Wow.
You live around here?
Hey, don't touch.
Relax, bro. Relax. Hey, you match the description of somebody, okay, that just committed a burglary in the area. Okay, you're on camera, so don't worry. Step out of the car.
Is your body cam on?
It's on.
Yes,
it's on.
What's step on out, dude?
We'll explain everything to you, okay? Just step out of the car.
That's crazy.
I'm not stepping out of the car.
You're being detained for a burglary investigation, okay, sir? So step out.
No.
Do you live in the area?
I'm not answering any questions. Don't want my lawyer.
Okay. Step out of the car. You're being detained right now. All right. Step out of the car.
Firstly, the suspect's name, Jamal Williams, does everything right. He tells the cops he's not answering any questions until he has a lawyer. Unfortunately for him, though, the cops aren't having any of it because he matches the description of a suspect.
That is crazy.
That technically gives them the right to detain him while they investigate further. What's interesting is that the only description the cops had was that it was a black male wearing all black in his early 20s. Possibly a red t-shirt underneath. Jamal is 40 years old, wearing a red hoodie and gray sweatpants. It's also incredibly hard.
He's 40 years old. He did not look 40. He looked like he could have maybe been like a few years older than me. He did not look like he was 40. They're good genes. Good genes.
For detaining someone that doesn't match that description, as they could just say they thought he did. In general, this system is very lackluster, but it shouldn't necessarily harm or bother Jamal. Not unless the cops do this.
Sir, step on out, dude.
You're on camera, dude, so don't do anything dumb, okay?
Hold on. I'm gonna get this on camera.
Go ahead, you can record. Step out of the car, please.
He's being aggressive.
Hey, stop resisting, dude.
Stop resisting.
I'm just.
Why are you? No, man.
Okay.
Call your supervisor.
That's crazy.
Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor. Stop, dude. Call the supervisor. Call your supervisor. Call your supervisor. I'm gonna chase you, dude.
That's scary, man. It's like, it's situations like that, it's just to prevent, cause I just seen so many different videos where it's like people, they lose their lives over stuff like this. So it's just, yeah, in a situation where it's like, you're in the right, you ain't robbed nobody, still just listen to the cops, because there's some cops out there, they're like, look at the video that I'm reacting to. There's cops out there, they're waiting to do something to somebody, all right? So yeah, it's just, they find anybody that fits the description, and yeah, it's just, it's crazy. So yeah, so I'm like, in a situation like this, just listen to the cops. So it's like, you're not in no, battle or end up like, yeah, fighting for your life, because a cop, he's like, oh, let me pull out my gun and try to be the hero and stuff.
Give me your hand. I don't give you consent to touch me. Don't reach. I don't give you consent to touch me. Don't reach. I don't give you consent. Handcuff.
Initially, Jamal showed no signs of aggression and no signs of resisting. He was just trying to open his phone to record the interaction for his own safety. Nevertheless, the cop immediately said he's being aggressive as Jamal was willingly stepping out of the car.
Step out of the car, please.
He's being aggressive.
This obviously frustrated Jamal, and he later admitted from then he did try and stay inside the vehicle. But the amount of force the cops used from here on was completely unwarranted. One cop even pulled a taser and threatened to use it on Jamal, despite him posing no actual threat. Jamal is then handcuffed and kept face down on the tarmac while multiple other patrol vehicles arrive.
My thing is this: they need to have it where there's all like, if it's like dependent, like, yeah, if it's like some freaking 7 foot tall, like 400 pound, like, dude, then it's like, no, they need to have it where it's like, if there's like 3 cops, I'm like, no, if you cops need to start hitting the gym, do that. But it needs to, like, you guys need to have like a mandatory, like defense style of some sorts. I don't know what, but of some sorts. And when there's multiple cops there, I'm like, then no weapons are allowed. Because it's all like, if all you cops, a cop that look like is pulling up, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because of the body cam, 7 cops there and 1 guy, you don't need no weapons.
Scene. For a man guilty of nothing other than eating his lunch, that sure is a lot of cops.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Are you going to cause a problem? Are you going to kick any windows out, anything like that? I don't answer questions. You can leave them on then, that's fine. That's fine. Which one do you want to stand them up and get them to a car, just leave them here until
all those cops there, it's like, you guys don't need no weapons, bruh. If none of you cops can't do the job, all y'all need to get fired.
Is your first name Jamal? That's who the car is. I don't give you consent to go in my car and check my car. I don't give you consent to check my car. You're violating my 4th Amendment constitutional right. So I think we can move forward and try at least get in the back seat. Yeah, that's fine. What's your name, guys? And why are you guys kidnapping? I can't talk to you until you help me out. Tell me, why am I being kidnapped? Once they move you, we'll figure that out. I'll let you know. Alright. Find a car and put it in there. Yeah. We'll talk when you get to your house.
At this point, there are over a dozen cops at the scene, and Jamal is fully restrained in both handcuffs and leg wraps. He's also already been cleared to not be the suspect, yet he's still taken to the patrol car, fully restrained, and put in the back seat.
I know this all.
It's also important to note that the cops were able to identify and clear Jamal by running his plates, something they could have done in secret before even approaching him. The worst part is that even after all of this, Jamal still wasn't free. He was cleared of the burglary charge, but he was instead hit with a felony charge of resisting arrest and taken to jail. Jamal later filed a formal complaint with the LA Sheriff's Department. But just as another example of how corrupt this system is, they were allowed to investigate themselves. And as you'd expect, they found no evidence of any wrongdoing. Months later, Jamal filed a civil rights lawsuit against the arresting officers. Unfortunately, though, the story remains much the same. The officers were investigated by a police lieutenant, and after analyzing the body cam footage, it was concluded that Jamal's actions turned the interaction confrontational, and that the arresting officers were courteous throughout the entire event. Jamal's charges were dropped, but no charges were brought against either of the cops.
That's crazy. Yeah, there's some cops out there where it's all like, look, if y'all ain't fit to do your jobs, then quit, bruh. This like, but y'all don't need to be cops, but yeah, that's crazy, man. It's just some cops out there, yeah, it's just not fit, so. But anyways, make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to Dr. Insanity for more videos like this. Like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.